I want to go to Jimmy Butler, man. We've been talking about this. Me and Pat have been talking about this on the show the last 2 episodes, man. We've got the standoff between Jimmy Butler and Pat Riley. Jimmy Butler's been suspended for like the third time in like a month. They have left him home during this road trip, and he wants out of there. And looks like Pat Riley's like, nigga, I don't care what you want. I run the shit. I run things over here in Miami. You're just gonna have to wait. Now he has been. The Heat have been taking calls from other teams. It said the Heat have dropped their offer demands for him. I look at it like this. It's less about this whole thing because I think eventually Jimmy's not going to be on the roster, whether it's next week during the trading deadline or whether it's in the summer. I think that we all know that Jimmy and the Miami Heat's time has come together. I'm a big Jimmy Butler fan. I'm a day one Jimmy Butler fan. Like when he had the shitty haircut when he was on the Bulls, I always saw something in him. I'm glad he became a multi-time All-Star and things like that. But he does this all the time. He literally does this at every spot. When he's ready to go, he acts up. And this is why I want to talk about player empowerment. I also feel like there's a thin line between not having control of your career and just not respecting the contract that you signed. I don't believe that a player, if in the middle of a contract decides, oh, I don't want to be here anymore, that the franchise should have to just be able to bow down to his demands. I don't agree with that. And I think we're getting to the point where it's a little bit too much player empowerment. If you just signed an extension and you trying to get out a year or two into it, to me, that's a problem. And now what's the point of contracts if players can just say where they want to go? And this is something that's been happening for years. This is not new. We all know how the Anthony Davis situation landed with him and the Pelicans, to the point where Pelicans tried to put their foot down and eventually just had to shift them anyway. Now, granted, they got to start back in Zion Williamson, even though Zion barely plays. And we saw this week, Zion said, I want to play. The Pelicans just don't let me. We see that it worked out a little bit for them. For a lot of people, it don't work out. Didn't work out for Portland when Dame didn't want to be there anymore. And to me, we got to draw the line here somewhere. I'm not saying with the establishment, things like that, but where do we go if the player can just woke up one day and say, oh, I don't want to be here, and the team has to listen to him? Dante, what do you think about this situation with Jimmy and your overall take on player empowerment? Do you think we got to the point where maybe we need to bring it down a little bit?
I mean, the only way to bring it down is another lockout. Like that's the unfortunate reality is that we've gotten so far gone, and there's so many things that are written into these CBAs where players can do shit like this. I think my issue is only certain players should be able to do this, and I don't think Jimmy Butler is one of them. I retired from the Jimmy Butler hater club, but I'm certainly still on the boat that he's more so a 2 or 3 on the championship winning team. So for him to be able to do this every step of the way, I mean, he didn't really do it in Philadelphia. It was more so they chose Tobias Harris over him. But I mean, when you always have this diva, cloud over your head, and everywhere you go, somebody's saying this about you, it just gets frustrating, bro. And I think that's the frustration with player empowerment as a whole, because it's one of those situations where these guys aren't playing 82 games.
The fuck?
Going crazy and then saying, oh yeah, by the way, just trade me. These are mugs who are playing, even though Jimmy does play every day, but you got a lot of cats who out here, low management, do what they want to do. And then they coming back and saying, hey, yeah, trade me. I'm not happy here. So, I mean, it's one of those things where Pat Riley's the old head, and he's not going to let anybody else run his show. That's Pat. That's been Pat. Pat's not going to change or move off of that. And so, a lot of people are mad at him about that. I think this is also another one of those things where when you have all of these shows that are, led by former players, they give you the former player's opinion. And, at the end of the day, a lot of niggas forget you a fan, bro. You sitting there co-signing the silly shit they be saying is not gonna get you nowhere at the end of the day. So I think it's the cat is out the bag. Like we're too far gone, and the only way to really reel it in is to have another lockout and really renegotiate some things, because right now you have star players who can nuke an organization anytime they want to just by saying, hey bro, that's it, I'm done. So I think that's a problem, and I think basketball is really the one league where you see it. NFL teams to trade your ass to keep it moving. Like we saw Tyreek Hill get traded. He got his money, and the Chiefs are like we said, on the verge of a three-peat, and ain't nobody thinking about Tyreek Hill. So it's one of those things with basketball where that player empowerment has reached a level where everybody thinks they LeBron, and it's like, nah, bro, you're not.
Bang, should we be done with player empowerment? Should we go back to niggas honoring their contracts?
No, man, I ain't mad at player empowerment. I'm just mad at dumb niggas. That's it. Like, there should always be some type of player empowerment. And part of player empowerment is getting the salary, the contract that you want. So, no. I just think Jimmy Butler is dumb. And he does this everywhere he goes. He wears out his welcome everywhere he goes. We need to bring back shame. That's it. That's all. This is that shame piece. We used to shame niggas like Jimmy Butler. Oh, this now you want to leave again. Oh, now you want to do this. Now you want to do that. Nah, man. You got to start shaming niggas. And nah. He is not. No, I even asked, like, is Jimmy Butler good enough to still be doing this? And talent-wise, yeah, Jimmy Butler gonna come out there and give you play hard numbers and all of that shit when he feel like it. The problem is that that's not gonna get you the title. And the other part about it is, somebody said this on I think on Get Up earlier that I didn't even realize. Not like, you right. Like, the reason why Jimmy Butler can do what he's doing because some of these teams are still looking for a big three. Look at the best teams in the NBA right now. Ain't no fucking big three. So you could go out there. Yeah, so you could go out there and you could give up all your assets to get Jimmy Butler ass all you want to. It ain't gonna get you shit but a second round exit.
So cool. Triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah, we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line,